Good morning. It is Friday, October 4th. I got a lot of inboxes and questions asking how was the high school tour, how can they go about it for them and their children. And sadly, I got a couple of other inboxes from my Facebook and my TikTok saying that the schools that the kids currently attend aren't helping with the high school admissions and the open houses, and that's our sad reality in New York City. We as parents have to do our due diligence, and we have to do right by our kids and not expect the school system to do it. Back then when I was younger, we used to get the thick book, and we would sit there and go through it and find out what schools we like, what was the majors that we wanted, etc. Sorry, you're gonna hear me sniffling. I am sick. Gigi got me sick. So yeah, it's a lot. I'm gonna post a video on how you can go on my schools and also look it up yourself. So we want to look it up. We want to visit the schools. We want to call. We want to ask questions. Also, we in 2024. I would suggest go on their Instagram, go on their TikTok, go on the tag section, and sometimes the kids tag their schools or other kids that went and left, and you can also look at reviews like that. What I will say is the kids that are doing the portfolios and that don't get the help, there's other free events on Eventbrite that some schools are helping with portfolio help. I'm not talking about the parents that already know their the kids are going to boarding school or away and private parochial. This is for the NYC, the 12 high schools that we have to pick for our children. They have open houses in Harlem. I'm gonna post Brooklyn. I'll put the website for the my schools. We need to network and help each other. What I will say is ask your children, talk to them. High school is very crucial for them, especially at NYC. They get lost, and I'm talking about in the wrong crowd. Talk to them. Don't have them feel like, oh, you're just gonna go to the high school right here. Is that what they want? I know us as parents, like, oh, we gotta do for us, and the kids are gonna go. We want them to go, but in reality, you might send them to a wrong high school. You might send them somewhere that they don't like, that they're not interested in, and that 4 years could turn into 1 year they drop out. We live in New York. A lot of kids drop out, and we don't want that for our kids. So another thing I suggest is putting your kids in extracurricular activities that have to do with the major that they want to go to high school. For example, my daughter, since she was like 5 years old, always showed interest in fashion. As she got older, we moved to the Bronx and we met an amazing lady. We're up for sewing lessons and sewing classes, and she loves it. And it's just to help her get to where she wants to be, get the knowledge, and be around the environment of fashion. Everything in her life, she has to breathe, sleep, everything fashion. So I just tried my best to incorporate everything I can after school activities. She in her school, she has DIY, she has fashion, she has Miss Joe now on the weekends for Harlem Fashion Week, where we'll just go to Manhattan to Harlem and she'll learn for like an hour or two. The high school that she wants to go to, they're offering portfolio help in order to get into the school that help you, with what you need to put into your portfolio. So it's just stuff like that that you have to really think about it and invest in your child. And also, it's like, be the person you needed as a child. That's something that stuck with me in my head. If you know you're gonna have to sacrifice, sit down with your child, map it out. Everything I did with my kids, or should I say Gigi, I mapped everything out since she was young. You might call me crazy, but she showed me what she was interested in, and I just went along with it. It was fashion since she was 5 years old, and I want to say earlier, she was cut up little stuff and make for her Barbie dolls and do this and do that, so it was fashion. We moved from Brooklyn to the Bronx, it was still fashion. She showed interest, then her school offered something, she came home with designs and this and that, it was fashion. So that's one thing I will say is invest in your kids, talk to them, listen to them, see what they're interested in, and map it out for them. At the end of the day, they are our future, and if you was that little person that wasn't listened to, if you was that person that your parents said you're going to the zone school, and that's it, if you're that person that says, what do I do, how do I do it, network with other parents, visit the schools, ask questions, go to several open houses, because not everyone is the same. When I went to an open house with Gigi, it was a one-on-one. It was actually just 3 of us and the tour person, and we got to see the whole school, up, down, everything. We got to speak to the teachers alone, we got to speak to the advisors, the deans, everything. When we went on a tour with about 12 other families, it was cut short. We didn't get to see much, we didn't get to ask much. I kind of felt bad for the other parents because they didn't get the experience we got when we went alone on the day that they had the open house for 7th graders and nobody showed up. We got the experience we needed. So I suggest go on different days. If you see on the calendar it says there's 12 spaces and you're number 10 on this, on that space to be filled, I would suggest pick another day, because out of the 11 and get a 12, it's gonna be ask space. This is that. Any questions? Next. As to if you're doing a one-on-one and you're there with the tour guide person and you're asking them everything you need to know about the school history. We found out the school history, the paintings on the wall and everything, the bridal, fashion industry goes on. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. I'll be sure to answer them. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.